Hello! Welcome to Like No One Ever Was, by Ronnie, geekalogian, who is here in chat with us today. Yay, I'm very excited. Hey Jess! Welcome! So this game is not a game about Pokemon, but it's sort of a game about Pokemon. It is a game about a solo RPG adventure with your best friend. It is a game, I think, that evokes the spirit of Pokemon. Oh, Q's here too. Look, we got so many good people. Yeah, this is a game that invokes the spirit of what Pokemon is, which is a game about going on adventures with your fun animal friends. We like to make a lot of kind of silly jokes about, Pokemon being about pit fighting and stuff. But if you actually play the Pokemon games, the whole point is developing an emotional bond with your Pokemon. And if your Pokemon don't love you, then they won't be you won't do as well. Yeah, I really like this. This is about going on an adventure with a companion friend, animal friend, yeah, I'm really excited to play it. I figured out how to make this anthology play. I talked a little bit about this before at the end of my studying stream, but essentially, my closet's open in the background and I hate that, but whatever. Essentially what we are going to do is, sorry, notifications popping up on my screen, but they should all be gone now. What we are going to do is we are going to be in the same world, and we're just gonna hang out with a different character for a while. This world doesn't have a name yet. I've been calling it Fantasy Pseudo-Hungary because I really wanted to make a world that was just unapologetically extremely based on Hungary, or at least Hungarian folklore and names and stuff. We were following Zsófia, who we created in session 1, which is the first game in the bundle. The first game we played from the bundle, because as you'll remember, I am playing through all of the games in the Games for One or More bundle, available on itch.io. It's 7 really wonderful games for $15. This is an incredible deal for the quality of game that we're getting. For your $15, they're all really, really wonderful. So definitely check that out. But we were with Zsófia. Zsófia left her hometown of Baratsk to go on a little bit of an adventure, figure out what she wanted to do with her life. She made a little forest home for a while, where she met her 2 friends, József and Lajos. József and Lajos were then started a family together, and they left over some, and then, no, they didn't leave. They stayed in this kind of forest home that they had all created together. But Zofia left because Laios felt like he needed the magic away from this land. And after that, Zofia didn't feel the same. Whoa! Hello. Organ music. I'm gonna change this. Sorry. This is a lot. Anyway. Yeah. Drama! This is what happens when I use other people's curated playlists. Yeah. The Phantom of the Opera. Yes. Yeah, it did really sound like Phantom of the Opera. But anyway, Zofia went, found her new home outside of the village of Tiza, where she realized that spending so much time living on magical ground, this is also bad. It's also really loud. There we go. This seems nice. This seems appropriate to talking about steading, which was, so the forest home we played in The Land Whispers, and then we played steading, where Zofia realized that she was a baker witch, or a witch, and her magic made itself known through baking, and she created a little home and a bakery there, where she met among other people in the village of Tiza, somebody named Ferenc. Ferenc was the person who helped her realize that she was a witch when she fed him a magic peach turnover. And Zofia has finally found her home, and so I didn't want to make her leave and go on an adventure after finding her home. I want to let her live in Tiza for a little bit. But I still want to go on more adventures, and I still want to live in this kind of like, you know, fantasy Hungary land. So we're gonna hang out with Ferenc, and Ferenc's dog, Bela. I named the dog already. Don't worry, Q. I have the best meta-narrative figured out. It's all gonna be fine. So let's talk about like No One Ever Was. Let's get into the rules a little bit. This is oh, nope, that was the wrong one that I wanted to click. There we go. So this game is a lot more crunchy than some of the other games that we've played here, which I kind of like. It's a nice change. And it's also the first game with stats that we've played, which is fun. So now we have some stats in the mix. There are two stats. There's Spirit and Bond. And the first thing we're going to do is do a little tiny character creation of choosing a stat set. There's starting numbers, so we can 1 and 5, 2 and 4, and 3 and 3. And I think the whole point is that there's a vital connection, and that connection is the one that you will take to fuel a journey, to undertake challenges, to choose mastery, to become a master, of whatever quest you're going on, to be the very best, like no one ever was. Hey, that's the name of the title of the game. And in the end, it will be your bond to your dearest friend that determines your success or failure. So I think let's start with Bela. Bela is a Commodore hound dog. I don't think it's a hound. It's a dog. They are... Or Commodore dog. They're wonderful, beautiful dogs. They're sheepdogs. That look like mops. Here. Oh my god, I found this, oh. Fine, I'll disable my ad blocker. But yes, the Commodore dog, I found this website called Dog Time. And it has a little stat sheet for your dog. Which I think is really cute. Let's learn about the Commodore. They are not good for novice owners. They are very sensitive. They are great in all weather, but they do not tolerate being alone. They're very affectionate, wary towards strangers and other dogs. Very smart. Have a high wanderlust potential, which I love. Need lots of exercise. Very, tendency to bark or howl, very vocal. So, one of the great things that I read about this Commodore, was that can't have been, oh my god, did I mess up? I think I messed up. The greatest thing that I read about the Commodore is that you're gauging your animal. Yes. What is the wanderlust of this animal? I mean, I guess it's important for some people. I mean, there are like a sheepdog, right? So you don't want a dog that's too like, I want to go everywhere. Because you need them to like play with, like, herd the sheep, right? There we go. Excellent. Yeah, so let's start with Ferenc. Let's say, They're very friendly, they're very smart, they have a high potential for wanderlust. So I think let's... Oh, I'm trying to edit the stats on the OBS screen, which is not going to work. Turns out you can't edit Roll20 in OBS. How strange. But yeah, let's do 3 and 3. For this. And Ferenc. Ferenc is a farmer. I really wanted to have like the 1-5 starting set, but I feel like neither of them work. So let's do 2 and let's do 4 spirit and 2 bond. doesn't appreciate his dog as much as the dog appreciates him, which I'm sure will change. So now that we've made our stats, we have to learn a little bit more about Fedens. It says, describe your handler. What is their name? What are their pronouns? What do they do each day? What are their goals and dreams? How did they meet their companion? Fedens is a farmer. His pronouns are he, them. He was in a plowing accident. That's how he met Jofia. So, it makes sense that the sheepdog, he met the sheepdog because he, works in a farm, is a shepherd, takes care of the livestock. I think it's his dog, but not his farm. No, maybe it's his it's like his uncle aunt farm. Is the sheepdog from a family litter, or did Fedens look specifically for a dog? That's a good question. So I think what happened was that because the sheepdogs are white and fluffy, I think he just found Bella in the sheep pen with a bunch of lambs, newborn lambs. They mistook him for, the other farmers kind of mistook him for a dog, or not a dog, a lamb. And they're no, it's a dog. It's an abandoned, or it's a lost puppy. And so they just kind of took up this lost puppy and decided to stay with the puppy forever. Because I read a lot about these dogs because I think they're cool. It takes about 2 years for the coat to start coiling and matting in that good mop thing, mop coat. But what are their goals and dreams? So I had this thing in the back of my head when I was playing steading. That God, I'm having such a day with music today. While I was playing steading, that one of the things that Attila, the spirit of the last witch, said was that he didn't have an apprentice anymore. And popped my head that Fedens used to be his apprentice, but is not his apprentice anymore. I don't know why that appeared in my brain, but sorry, I don't know why I'm so yawny today. But it super did. That's I was yes, absolutely. That Fedens was training to be a witch and then for some reason stopped and went back to his roots as a farmer. Um, and I think his goals and dreams have something to do with magic or with Attila. Um, I think he wants to, like, go on a pilgrimage somewhere. Like, maybe, oh, I have an idea. So I think he wants to reach a magical library, um, in Tisa, or not in Tisa, like, I don't know where, somewhere, this like famed magical library, um, and bring back something that I think Attila had kind of entrusted to him before his death. Uh, I think it's like an object of power or something, some kind of mark of Attila's like association with some college of magicians or something. And now that he's dead, Ferenc wants to bring that to him, bring that to the library, to the college, so that it can be with the rest of it. I think there's some kind of symbolic reason for that. And so we, and I think, yeah, I think he's been training. He had to wait till the end of the harvest, um, before he could go. So it's late fall or mid fall. Um, yeah, late to mid fall. And this is his quest. And on his quest, he hopes to see if he can't attune to it and learn some magic of his own. Um, Now we talk about the companion. What is distinctive about them? What powers do they have? Why they did it? Why did they decide to travel with the handler? Um, well, Bela is a dog, a Coleman dog, uh, sheepdog, and I think Bela um, is like a very empathetic animal around other animals, and like can and other magical creatures. I think he can communicate with them somehow. So he's an excellent sheepdog. Uh, you know, um, calms like scared horses, scared sheep, um, protects them very fiercely, because they can kind of like communicate on this like emotional almost level. Um, and I think he can communicate with humans a little bit that way too. Um, just like, yeah, just a good friend. Friend to all, Bela is. What is distinctive about them? Well, obviously their coat. And I read a really great thing that their coat is used as like protection against like the elements, but also like against predators that would try and like attack the sheep. Like a wolf, a wolf can't, like, would, go and bite into it, and then they'd be like, oh wait, there's several inches of just matted fur. Like just coiled fur, so obvious, which I love the idea of just like this ropey, moppy armor. And yeah, I think they decided to travel with their handler just because I think he realized some kind of potential, a similar potential in her, or in Ferenc, to like, communicate with things or to feel things on an empathic level. Yeah. Oh, I have some really cool ideas about that. So, we're gonna determine our quest. So, yeah, their quest is to go to the library. It's just a regular trip to the library. Nothing weird about that, I'm sure. Before they can become masters, your handler and companion must overcome a series of obstacles and complete milestones to achieve renown. So I think what this is about is that to enter the college, you have to be recognized as a magic user of power, or of a certain number of power. So I think he's going to like work on his magic as well. Nothing has ever gone wrong with a simple errand in a fantasy world. Never, ever. Super, just a trip to the library. It's fine. And so we're going to find out how accomplished of a witch. I just like the idea that that's just what they call all magic users in this world, is just they're all witches. Or maybe not, I don't know. I haven't decided, but he's a witch. That was the wrong button. So, what we're gonna do is roll a dice. We gotta roll a d6 to find out how much renown they need. 2! Well, this'll be fast. I don't know, probably not. But it's nice. I'm glad that it's like not a overwhelming number. I appreciate that. Oh, so I need a third stat. The lowest renown I've ever seen generated. Well, the dice knows that I only have 2 hours to play this game, so. All right. Let's make one more stat. The stat is quest. And it's 0 out of 2. Oh, this number +3 is the total, okay, is the total renown your team will need to make it to their final challenge. See what happens when I read the rules? So 5 renown. That's still, like, pretty chill. Once they have obtained this renown and completed the final challenge, they will be masters. I like that, yeah, you can select or roll a number. So if it might go down to 4 depending on how things go. But we shall see. Just because, yeah, I don't want to stream forever. It's a school night. So now we play the game. The way this game is played is you draw and interpret playing cards, track changes in growth that your handler and companion experience. So we're going to use a deck of cards. We're using the same deck of cards that we used for Session 0, which is why they have the Session 0 little thing on them. But yeah. Yeah, so let's just go. Let's just play the game. Let's draw a card. See what it is. So we got a 4 of diamonds. 4 of diamonds represent mental or social obstacles, such as persons who need convincing or puzzles that need solving. So I think the first struggle that happens is that Bela has to convince his aunt. I think, what's his aunt's name? His aunt is named Clara. Yeah, he has to convince Clara that he can even go at all. I think Clara was kind of like unsure about the whole magic thing to begin with, and was kind of glad when he stopped training and started when he stopped training and started becoming a farmer again. Let's talk about the resolution mechanic of this game. We figure out the obstacle representing the card. This obstacle is convincing Aunt Clara to leave. We must roll a d12, and we must exceed the number on the card to overcome an obstacle. You can lower the difficulty from 1 point of spirit, or you can ask for help and spend bond or perform a bond check. So I feel pretty good about a 4. But I want to play with the bond check too. So let's say that he's trying to convince him, he's trying to convince Clara and talking through why it's important, and that he still feels like there's this magic inside him that he should be using, and that it's not like it's just here, and he can't just like ignore it for his entire life. He has to use it. And so I'm not going to spend bond yet, but I am going to roll a bond check. I have a question, Ronnie. What dice am I rolling for bond? Am I rolling a 12? Or a d12? Rolling dice is pretty much always a d12. Cool. If the die result is equal to or lower than their their bond score. Oh, interesting. Oh, so this is going to be hard. Now I'm scared. Maybe I shouldn't do a bond check. You have to have high bond for it to work. Interesting. All right. I think their bonds are too low for it to work right now. So let's just roll our d12. I promise I read this game beforehand. I just forgot it all. Oh no. Hey Dan, how you doing? All right, we rolled a 6. I'm good. I'm playing some games like I do. So we did it. We convinced Clara. I think Clara, Aunt Clara, Clara Nanny, as we call our aunts in Hungary. Clara Nanny realizes that she this game Dan, this game is called Like No One Ever Was. It's a game about going on an adventure with your friend. Yeah, I think Clara Nanny realizes that, because I think she's a practical woman, and so I think the whole, like, I have this skill that I'm not using, and I want to know how to use it. I want to be able to use it to help people, but I need to like, have that, ability. And I think Clara Nanny remembers Attila fondly, and probably wants to, is probably touched by this idea of, like, that this was Attila's last wish. So yeah. Let's go on another adventure, another obstacle. Oh, thank you. See you later, Dan. I thanks for popping in and saying hi. Yeah, so let's have another. Oh, we got a face card. Face cards mean things. This is a milestone. Is an obstacle that will increase our renown and advance our quest. We are doing so well. Right off the bat. The difficulty of a milestone is 10. The points, it's harder. Okay. So we got clubs. Clubs are companion challenges, which is most of the exertion must come from the companion. So we are now testing Bela's mettle. Huh. So, gosh, what happens? Do you have an idea, Pearl? I think what happens here is that, don't forget. Did I forget something? I forgot to add my points for overcoming my first obstacle. Right. Oh, yes, yes, yes. Sorry. I swear I've read the rules to this game. Receive 1 point to add to whichever stat that they desire. Okay. So I think their bond goes up. Both because I think in this scene where he's convincing Clara Naney to help him, that he like Bela like kind of nudges Clara in kind of a way to be like, he'll be fine, I'm with him, and that like puts Clara's heart, like eases some of her anxiety about him, about Ferenc leaving. But now we have this obstacle. So this obstacle is what can a dog do? I mean, lots of things. Have you seen the dog movies? There are so many of them. His obstacle is to play basketball. No. I think that what happens is I think while it's like the first night of his travels and he had to camp, and while he's sleeping, some of these probably just regular wolves come up and start like sniffing around, getting a little bit close, and Ferenc is asleep, so Bela gets all kind of growly, rawr, try and scare off the wolves. Difficulty is 10, and I think he's gonna spend 2 spirit to lower the difficulty down to 9. Yeah. And I think that's all I feel comfortable doing. Wait, I can just spend bond, right? Oh, spend. You could spend one of your. Okay. So I think, yeah, and he's going to spend a bond because he wants to protect his person. And Ferenc is then going to spend 2 spirit points to lower the difficulty down to 7. And I think essentially what happens is that, like, well, we'll see what happens. But I think, like, Ferenc helping is that he like wakes up and tries to like produce light magically, and like kind of scare off the animals with the light, and we'll see how well that works. 5. No. Oh no, we failed. So let's talk about failure. I did spend Bela's bond. I lowered it. I was at 4 and I lowered it down to 3. I think I did it right. Let's talk about I failed anyway. No, it's all right. Thanks for checking. But yes, if they have failed to overcome the obstacle, each one member of the team sacrifices to keep going. So I think... Oh no, both their stats are so low. So I think what happens is that the wolves are not scared away. They go to like attack, and Ferenc like kind of scrambles that up and shines the light into the face, but not before Bela is like knocked over. And I think in that like kind of rush, he like he overexerts whatever magical ability he's using, and it like injures him. Like he has to, I think they have to like, he just has to rest for the entire day. But it was worth it to save poor Bela. Let's up Bela's bond back to 4. All right, let's draw another card. 4 of clubs. This is another companion challenge. I think what happens here is that I think this is Bela like essentially like trying to find food or something. He's not really a hunting dog, so it's kind of tricky for him, but yeah. So that's what we're gonna do. I rolled another 5. Perfect. So, he like finds a rabbit or something and like brings it to brings it to Ferenc, and Ferenc is able to like eat it, cook it up, and he feels a little bit better after that. So we get 1 point to each stat. So I think they both feel a little stronger, a little more ready to go. So I'm going to up their spirit stats. 4 of hearts. Hearts are fun. Hearts are rest, recovery, and training. And we have 3 points to put up. So let's boost some stats. let's have Ferenc at 5, or no, 5 and 4. And let's have Bela at 5 and 5. And this is just like montage of them like getting into their traveling together mode, I think. Man, I'm drawing all the 4s. Spades are physical obstacles such as mountains to climb, rivers to cross, or battles to conquer. Let's do a river. Let's do like a big river. The bridge is out. And it's like just after rain, so it's running really like fast, and they have to like, you know, jump over some big rocks to get there, because waiting for the bridge to be repaired is not a thing. The bridge doesn't get repaired until you complete the quest objective on the other side of the river. And I feel good about a 4. Like I'm rolling real low, so I want to save my stats. I rolled a 4. Oh no, that means that I fail, because ties are in favor of the obstacle. So I think what happens is that he slips. And we see like the extremely dramatic, like he goes down the rushing river, and Bela's already on the other side, and he has to like go find a like a really long stick to like pull him out of the water, like a branch or something. And so he runs, he spends his spirit to branch and save his friend. Seven of clubs. We got another companion challenge. I think that this one so I think what happens is like, yeah, this is a rough journey for Bela, but I think what happens, because they look like mops, right? And I think they're like, it gets really muddy, but because they have like, and I think his coat kind of starts to get stuck in the mud, and like the mud's a little bit like sinky, and starts kind of like pulling him back, and so it takes like a lot of exertion to like him move himself through this sinking mud, which is going to be fun for them to clean up later. But yeah, so this is a 7. This is rough. So, I'm going to, I think I'm going to spend another bond. And, Ferenc is going to spend 2 spirit to lower this down to a 5. And I think Bela is also going to spend a spirit to lower it further to a 4. 11! We did it! Hooray! Alright, so Ferenc kind of sees what's going on and like starts to pull him out using like probably another stick or something, or like a rope. And they get there, and Bela, I think he has like some kind of brush or something. I don't exactly know what they use to groom the dogs. Probably some kind, yeah, like a brush or a comb or something. And he like imbues some magic in it to like kind of like get the mud off. So he doesn't have to get his poor dog wet for 2 days. Yeah, we succeed. And I think the dog is extremely touched. And Ferenc feels real good about his magic use. So we're gonna go there. We've been going about an hour. And we're on a rest and training. So I'm gonna put some more points. Let's do 6 in spirit, 1 in bond. Whoops. 5. And then we'll do like another, let's do all 3 in spirit. Bela's been having a rough time, so I think this like kind of rest and training is just like getting Bela's spirits up after being super muddy. But yeah, we're at about an hour. I'm going to take a quick 5-minute break, dance around, find out what my cats want. It's food. The answer is food. I forgot to feed them. So I will see y'all very, very soon. We're back! Go on, doggo adventures! I love this. I love this game because I just get to have a dog friend. Games that let you have animal friends are like way better than games that don't let you have animal friends. All right, let's find another obstacle. We got a 7 of spades. It's another like physical goal. I think this one is there was a river. I think it's just like a really hot day. It's like a super long hot day, and they're in like a plainsy kind of area. I think they're probably in another one of these. Actually, no, I think they're in one of these like another one of these like magic scarred battlefields where nothing grows, and this one has like lots of pitfalls and rocks and stuff, and it's just like the road just doesn't get used anymore. And so it's like pretty difficult to traverse, and it's hot. Ronnie says, real talk, my very first RPG, my mom, who was the GM, gave every character a familiar. Fighter, ranger, mage, everyone. When I asked why, she says, because it's fun and everyone wants them, and thus began my quest to make literally every RPG into Pokemon in some way, shape, or form. It's a good story. It's true. Go your mom. So this is a 7. My spirit is 6. So I'm gonna spend some spirit. How many spirit can I spend? Each point you spend. Okay. this seems rough, so let's do... I like lowering it down to 4 because 4 has been mostly successes. So let's lower my spirit down to 4. Or let's lower the obstacle down to 4. Spend 3 spirit. Ah, I did it. See, it was good. I thought about lowering it to 5 and I was like, no, I should do 4. And it paid off. So it's like long and hard. And he gets very, very stressed out the way you get stressed out when just everything is going wrong. And I think that like Bela kind of like helps him through with his like kind of empathicness, like helps him to calm down. And he gets his spirits up a little bit. And our doggo friend just loves Farad so much. Oh my god, another rest and recovery. This is like a power level. So let's put our spirit all the way up. So I think he finds like a lake or something, like somewhere where he can go swimming. And it just like makes him feel so much better. So actually, I'm gonna put 1 bond for cute swimming shenanigans. He was at 6, so let's do 2 and 1. Yeah, they're like having a nice time. Bela's a good dog. Look at these stats. Which is good because it's a companion challenge. I think that this is like Farad's like sprains his ankle or something. And he needs like a specific kind of like herb for his poultice. That pupper has definitely learned Solar Beam. Has like needs a specific kind of herb for this poultice, and he like doesn't have very much left. So as he realizes, I think as they've been going on this journey, and he realizes is that like Bela is not just super empathic. Bela like understands what he's saying. I think Bela understands human speech. And or maybe not like the words, but like, you know, there's some kind of like, yeah, empathic connection where he can understand what is trying to be communicated. So he has to go like find this herb in the forest. And he's gonna do it because he's a good boy. He didn't do it. One member. So I have a question. Okay. So he can't find the herb. I don't think there's a lot of it around. He thought it would be, like, Farad thought it would be found, but he didn't. But they gotta keep walking, and I think there's probably a town or something nearby. And so he's like, oh, I'm gonna keep doing it. I'm gonna try and keep walking. And he, like, finds a stick or something to, like, support himself and, like, wrap his ankle the best he can. And Farad's, like, or not Ferenc, Bela, the whole time while he's walking, while they're walking to this town, is like brushing up against him, brushing up against Ferenc, like literally offering his support and like supporting his leg, so that it doesn't give out. Just the whole way. Because he's a good dog. He's such a good boy. Yeah, this spends a spirit, but I think Bela like has the sad puppy eyes because he couldn't help. He couldn't find them. He couldn't find it. But Ferenc is extremely touched by his actions. Haha! This is a milestone, I've decided, because we need a milestone. So they're companion challenge milestones. I think, as much as, like, the walking, like, helps, and the support helps, like, it's not actually his ankle that gets Ferenc, it's, like, something he ate or, like, swallowed in the water while he was swimming, and he gets extremely, extremely sick. And so, Bela has to, like, run to town and, like, communicate with the first person he sees that something is wrong. And even though he can understand humans can't always understand him, especially if they're not, like, magically attuned the way that Ferenc is. And so he, like, he just is, like, going from person to person, you know, in this, like, somebody please listen to me, somebody please pay attention to me. And I think he's gonna spend a lot of spirit. He has 7. I think he's gonna spend 6 spirit to bring it down to 4 again. Yes, good boy. So Bela's gonna earn some of that spirit again. Ferenc is like ride or die for this dog now. And is also feeling better because somebody finally listens to the dog. I think this town's local witch, like, can get through to the dog, and, like, goes and helps Ferenc. And while they're talking and helping, and Ferenc kind of, like, explains what's going on and what he's trying to do, she actually, like, says, like, I'll teach you something. And there's, like, a terrible storm, for, like, a couple days. And so he spends the next couple days, like, learning to do magic, a little more with this witch, we'll name Ilona. No, because I have ideas for Ilona. Let's just name her Mitzi the witch. Yeah. And yeah, just kind of, like, So as that, and she like, I love the idea that she like gives him kind of a gym badge, but it's like a, in that it's like she writes a letter of introduction. That is my renown point. It's a gym badge. It's like she writes like a letter of introduction to kind of be like, oh yeah, I know this guy, like he's legit, let him in. He's extremely promising. And she's like, I don't have like the best relationship with the college, but like I have a relationship with the college. So why don't you know, like, if you keep getting stronger, this will help you, but it won't get you all the way there. So now we got 1 renown point. 1 out of 5. We can do this. We got another physical challenge. I think that for this, we are I think this is like another, like his leg is a little bit healed, but like it's mostly healed, like he can put weight on it, but it's just like a little trickier. So everything's just a tiny bit harder. And so I think this challenge is just like, because she's not like a healing witch. He's probably like, damn, I could use a turnover right now. Or she's a healing witch, but like I think she teaches him kind of like empathically, because he has these empathic powers. And so she teaches him how to like kind of like heal the pain, but the weakness is he's not quite powerful enough to like actually heal it. He can just ignore it a little more. So his ankle is still weak, and so it's still like tricky for him to walk. But he really wants to keep going, so he's gonna spend a spirit. Bring it down to 4. Roll the dice. We do it. We win. He keeps walking. He takes it easy. He's smart, but and manages to like keep an okay pace. Anesthetic magic, yeah. So what I imagine the way that this magic works, especially like magic that affects the body, is that he has to like feel the thing before he can do it, or like understand it in some way. So like he has to feel the pain being lessened or the ankle being stronger, like, or make himself feel that, or imagine himself feeling it, and then that is what heals it. And so like, which I think is kind of cool because it makes offensive magic really, really dangerous, because in order to hurt somebody, you have to feel the pain yourself. And so it takes like quite a lot of willpower to do that, and it makes like magic that seeks to harm very dangerous. Anyway, that's my cool world building sympathetic empathic magic. But yeah, he gets through it. He feels real good. They're both just feeling great about this journey. Being able to like hang out for a couple days in a real person's house, or not a real person's house, like a real house with food and stuff. is really good. Yeah, I thought it was like it makes magic extremely costly, depending on what you want to do with it. I want to I don't know, play with it some more in some other setting or game or something. Let's do another thing. Training session. They're both pretty high up. I mean, their spirit is Bailiff's spirit's a little low, but I think I'm gonna save this because that's one of the things that you can do is you can save one. So I'm gonna save it for now. I should have used it because now we have an obstacle. I don't think we've had a diamond. Have we had a diamonds? Yes, we have. This is King of Diamonds Milestone. This is a mental or social puzzle. So I think, you know what, let's make this super Pokemon. I think on the way to the next in the village that Ferenc was in before, where he was talking to Mitzi, and she was like, well, go to another, why don't you go to the next witch in the next town named, let's name this witch, Zalka. And Zalka named after Dr. Zalka, who is my favorite Hungarian folklorist on Twitter. It's if you go to her, you can learn something new from her. She's a little more familiar with empathic magic. Then you can, you can get help from her. And I think we talked a little bit about this damaging magic and stuff, and I think this is I think Zelka is extremely imposing, older, she's 90 years old, but she's the 90 years old who's super solid and not frail at all. She still works out kind of thing. And she can totally kick your ass. Probably not 90. She's an old lady, but old lady who can kick your ass. And they have this fight. And she teaches him the dangers of all of this offensive magic and how it's really important to be careful about the kind of thing. Empathic magic, I think, is the most powerful magic, but it's also the most costly, and so she kind of drives that point home for him. Let's see if she impresses him. Our goal is 10. Ferenc is gonna use, let's roll a bond check, I think. We have good bond. Speaking of bond, my cat wants to increase mine and keeps trying to pick my hand up to get me to pet her. Yes, hello. Yes, you need so much love. Okay, so we're gonna roll a dice and compare it to the bond of 7. So we gotta roll below a 7, which I think is doable. That was the wrong thing I pressed. Yes! We did it! We rolled low and I wanted to roll low. So they may spend their own spirit points to lower the difficulty of the obstacle. So he's going to spend 2 to lower the obstacle down to 5. Or not 5. That's not how numbers work. 8. Just gonna lower the difficulty down to 8 because he can see the pain that yes, hello. What's your bond score, Rita? Is like kids see that he's feeling pain, and so is trying to like be there and like help him, and Ferenc is gonna use 4 points of his own to lower it down to that magic number 4. And let's see. Yes, we do it! He does it! Go Ferenc! So yeah, he gets his second gym badge. Zelka, like, there's this, like, you know, very good monologue in the anime version of this where, like, she talks about, you know, with great power comes great responsibility. And how, like, anything that he does to someone, he has to be willing to do it to himself as well. And that he should think about that. So 2 renown points. We do it. I am going to lower my renown to 4. Just because we're at about an hour and a half, and I don't want this to be running late, and that was an option to just choose instead of rolling renown. So sorry about that, but I do need to, like, I want to finish this game, but I also, like, want to sleep. So let's use before we do this, let's use a rest card real quick. I don't know if that's in the rules. As a rest after any obstacle before the final challenge. Yeah, let's do it. Let's use it then. So they got 3 points. Let's just up those spirit points up again. And we got another obstacle. This is a companion obstacle. So Zalka suggests that he go to the next witch. This witch is named Imre. And Imre is, because she notices during this fight the bond between Bela and Ferenc, and says, you know, there's a way that you can train Bela to, like, essentially be your familiar, and help you cast spells. And Bela is like, yes, I want to do it. Let's do it. So they go to Imre, who specializes in familiars and training witches to use familiars. And we get another, like, training montage scene. And in this one, the way it works is that it's like kind of like an energy exchange, where Bela kind of gives some of his own like energy to, not energy. I think Bela kind of like has to shoulder some of this like feeling that is being used. Like, yeah, shoulder some of the things that he's feeling. And it's, so they go through like a number of tests, and first it's very easy, and then it gets more difficult as they go on. But eventually, we go to the final battle, and it's another fight. No, I don't know. I don't want to do another fight. It's not a fight, but it's like, instead of a fight, it's like destruction. Like, he has to burn something, and so, like, he has to feel, like, these kind of destructive flames as opposed to, like, warm campfire flames. To make this fire as big as it has to be, Bela has to shoulder some of this, and so this is a test of, like, is Bela strong enough? Is Bela strong enough to do this? And I think we're definitely, like, Ferenc is definitely helping, so we're going to roll another bond check. And we roll under it, so we got this. And so Ferenc, like, I don't know, like, exerts more of himself. Not to, like, lessen what Bela is feeling, because this is a test for Bela, but, like, I think the whole time that this is going and he's casting this, he's, like, talking to Bela about how much he loves him and how strong Bela is. And sorry, somebody's using a food processor. Hey Jeff, maybe warn me next time?
What?
I'm streaming. Alright, that's a drill. So we're just gonna hope that it's not too loud. But yeah. Just talking about, like, the strength and the importance, and how he wouldn't have been able to do this without Bela. And he's going to spend, I mean, the drilling needs to be done because then we're gonna get a thing in our wall, but, like, it doesn't need to be done right now at 10 o'clock at night. That's not a nice time for anybody to be drilling. He's gonna spend 4 of his points to lower it down to 6. Bela is going to spend 3 of his... actually, no. He's only gonna spend 3 points, and Bela is going to spend, so lower it down to 7, and Bela is going to spend 3 of his points to lower it down to 4 again. We do it. I don't know. I don't know why I want the difficulty to always be 4, but I just feel more comfortable with that. And I think, so whatever happened, you know, the test is passed, and I think, like, there's just this, like, really lovely moment, where Bela's really tired, and, even though he's, like, a big sheepdog, like, Ferenc, like, lifts him up, and like holds him like he was a puppy and like takes him, you know, to the bed. And they just he just like kind of holds him in his arms, like probably crying a little bit. And you know, Bela kind of like tiredly like licks Ference's face and like, yeah, 3rd gym badge achieved. We got 2 points. I think I only spent 1 point the last milestone, so I'm gonna spend 3 here, and get them spirits up again. All right, what do we do next? So we got another physical challenge. This one is pretty low, so I think that this challenge is like they have to go down a path, and the path is actually just like an abandoned riverbed that's been dried, like totally like long since dried up. But if you've ever been in a dry, like an old riverbed, like there's lots of big rocks and the ground is extremely uneven. Especially if it was like a deep river. And so it's very hard to like maneuver through. And so they just gotta maneuver through this like rocky path. And they got it. They've super got it. This is a companion challenge. Bela I think like while they're walking, like they come across like a kind of rickety bridge across not a super long chasm, but like, you know, a longish one. And as they're going across, the bridge, like Ferenc goes across first to test it, and then the bridge breaks down, and Bela has to like leap across in a cool doggy leap, and I think he can do this. He totally does it. Just like that's like a trailer shot, like the dog leap, this mop dog just flying through the air with his like dreadlocks fluffing everywhere. God, I love these dogs. Another companion challenge. This one's a little more difficult. Oh God, I have not been spending points. So we got I don't know how numbers work. All right. I think maybe next time I'll make these tokens and like assign, when I play this again, I'll make tokens of my things and like use the Roll20 token stats. Because then I can just like add and subtract. Yeah. So I think what this challenge is I think this challenge is like they're in a really busy city, and it's very crowded, and Bela has to kind of like fight to keep up with Ferenc, and like his cords keep getting caught in stuff and people, and yeah. Bela's gonna spend 1 spirit point. Good thing he spent that 1 spirit point. Yeah, he gets through, and like kind of gets to a point where he can like nuzzle up against Fedence, and keep walking. They look like explosions. Oh my god, you have a picture of them jumping? Look at this good dog! Oh my god. What a good boy. I didn't mean for that to like pop up on stream like that, but that was fun. Thanks, Bark Post. Yeah. Another companion challenge. This is another physical challenge. I think the physical challenge is that, like, Fedence has to use his magic for something, but he's extremely weak. I think he injures himself again. Because this is, like, it's very hard to get to this place, especially when you don't have, like, command of magic. To this library, I mean. And, so it's quite treacherous, and he actually breaks his leg, and he's trying to heal it, but, he's in so much pain he can't focus, and so Bela really has to exert himself, to, like, calm him, to calm Fedence down and help him, and, like, take on some of that pain so that he can focus enough to, or so Fedence can focus enough to heal himself. And Fedence is going to, or Bela is going to spend, let's spend 3 points to take it down to 6, and we hope this works. I've been rolling, like, pretty good, so, damn it. So he can't like calm Fedence down enough, but Fedence like kind of fights through and is able to again overexert himself into healing, and so he has to take another rest. And he tries to like cheer up Bela, thanking him for what he did, thanking him for trying. All right. So I think this is like the Imre gave him like the name of the last kind of like great witch to go to on the way of to get this another letter of recommendation from and more training from, and this one is like probably, I don't know if they don't know if he's paranoid or if he's just a big freaking nerd, but like he's very hard to find and leaves like, I think there's like a little bit of a like treasure hunt kind of thing where there's like lots of clues and runes and stuff, and he has to like, Fedence has to like figure out all of these puzzles. And Bela's gonna help because Bela's a smart boy. And he totally does help, and he spends 1 spirit point to bring it down to 5. And they make it. Yeah, they find kind of like the next place. They know where to go now. It's just a question of getting there and finding the person. Got that Phantom of the Opera. So I think this is the fight scene. This is fight scene music. What are we fighting? I think it's like I don't know if we're like at Dragon Fight yet. But there are lots of really good like evil thing. It's like Hungarian folklore is full of like evil creatures. What's a good one? Oh God. This is a griff or a grief. And it's this like, it's pretty much a griffin. It's just a big, yeah. It's a griffin. But they're like, griffins are mean. They eat people. They're greedy and they're cruel. And I think, they've like just attacked some kind of convoy. And so they have to like fight off this griffin. This griff. And, Ferenc is gonna use. Let's 2. We got points to spend. And we're gonna roll. We do it. So yeah, he fights off the griffin and saves this convoy, and I think like somebody is like he does it like people are hurt, but like nobody was killed, nobody was eaten. And this like convoy has magical healers of their own, and they like thank them and like give him some money, and some food. This is I think that he has to go into he comes to like a next city, the next place, and it's a big city, it's a big walled city, and there's like people at the gate, and they're like very wary of outsiders. They don't really want people passing through, but like he really needs to like rest and get some like probably look up in the library in this town for more hints as to where to find this like fourth let's name him Otterpod, this fourth witch, and so he has to like kind of talk his way through, and I bet he can do it. he barely does it. He gets a lot of side eye as he's going through, him and his like dirty dog, and they're like, make sure you wash that dog. But he's able to get into the town and go to the library. Face card, nope. Alright. If the next card is not a face card, then I might just go to the final challenge. So this test is, oh, this is hard. You know what I think happens? I think somebody kidnaps Bela in his sleep because they're a jerk. This is like, I don't know, extremely like Avatar Bossing Say vibes. Like somebody like has their eye on Ferenc and is like kind of, or at least maybe not has their eye on Ferenc, but like sees that Bela is a magical dog and is a familiar and is like, I'm gonna sell this magical dog for money. Yeah, so this is all about Bela escaping and finding Ferenc again. And he but I think Ferenc like wakes up in the middle of the night, realizes his friend is gone, and is gonna go help. Like starts going and looking for his dog, and there's like this very like, you know, it's raining and he's like, Bela, where are you? Asking people around. Let's do a bond check. No, it's not good enough. They're trying to like tap into each other's like, you know, like energies, magical energies. But it doesn't, like, there's just too many in this city, and so they can't do it. So he's gonna spend, God, he had 6. Let's spend 4. Bring it down to 6. Come on, Bela. Yeah! No, we didn't. I forgot that's not how... Wait, no, I did it. That's how it works. That's how this dice mechanic works. It's lower when it's the other one. Okay, we do it. Bela, like, you know, gets through all of these, like, I don't know, he's probably in like a warehouse or something and like has to like stealth his way through. There's definitely a scene where he literally pretends to be a mop, and lots of like jumping and running in the rain, and he finally is able to find his way back to Ferenc, and Ferenc is like, fuck this town, and leaves. Yeah, I'm actually just gonna go to the final journey, cause it's almost my bedtime. I'm gonna turn into a pumpkin in like 15 minutes. So, um, uh, I think what happens, just to like resolve this renowned thing, is that Arpad is like uh uh I think Arpad is the one who stole the dog and is like, you have potential, but I won't give you a letter of I won't give you a letter of recommendation, like, because I think he was probably in part testing the bond, and he's like, yeah, you have potential, but he won't give a letter of reference, but he will tell him like where the this library is. All right, so we're gonna take one free rest and train period. So when we get to this like magical library, oh no, that's not how that works. Let's use. All right, now we're facing the final four. Oh god, I just realized this whole time I was not using double point rules for obstacles, for milestones. So sorry about that, Ronnie. But let's yeah. Let's do it. So what happens is that we're going to it says roll or determine a number between 1 and 4. I don't want to just do 1. I don't want to do 4. But let's roll. I rolled a 2. Okay. So this is the number of obstacles we have to face. So we got an 8 of clubs. And, oh, hearts don't count. Oh, God, and a queen of spades. So I think this is a companion challenge first. And okay. I have a lot of anxiety about this. The Play-Doh's out. So there's just 2 tests, and I think these are just like magical tests to be like, are you even good enough to get in here? And I think this one is like, you have to cast a spell completely using your dog's energy and none of your own, and keep your dog, and like to see if your dog, like, see if your familiar is powerful enough. He's gonna spend so Fedence is gonna help. He can't help though. He's like specifically told like, you can't help. He goes to help, but he can't. Bela is going to spend 4? No. 3? No. This is good final battle music. It's gonna spend 2 and bring it down to 6. Yeah. And we pray! Oh no! Okay. How does failure work? I've forgotten all of the rules. I think he just, like, overexerts. Like, he's not gonna do it. He's not gonna make it. And at the very, very last moment, he just, like, thinks about how important this is to... He doesn't know who Attila is. He's probably been a little bit jealous of Attila the whole time. But just when the spell is about to fail, he thinks about how, you know, he looks into Ferencz's eyes and sees the desperation in them, and so is like, and so pushes through, and does what Ferenc has done so many times, and overexerts himself a little bit. And he's going to spend a bond, even though he's unhappy about it, and he is like, why is he going all of this so far for this guy? And there's, like, jealousy, which is, I think, part of the reason why he didn't, like, you know, do so well. He's like, why am I going through this incredible amount of pain, you know, for somebody else? And I think there's probably, like, this is part of the test, is the magic, like, amplifies these, like, kind of dark thoughts. But he pushes through and says he's gonna do it anyway. And they get through. And then this is the Queen of Spades, so this is a 10. This is a strength obstacle. This is just a straight up wizard battle. Ishtvan, Grand Master, Grand Maestrix, whoops, of the wizard, or the Witches' College, is just like, they have a big ol' fight. And Ishtvan is essentially like, this is to the death. Like, if you fail, I will not hesitate to kill you. And okay, I don't know if their bond is high enough. Okay, no. No, I don't want to... Okay, I gotta use 2, so I really have 6 points. If I spend 8 points, that brings it down to 4. Let's spend 10 points. Let's spend 10 points and bring it down to 3. Oh, we did it! We are masters! So he is granted, he is recognized as a witch. And he is granted access to the Great Archive to put Attila's artifact into the Great Archives, so Attila can be remembered as the great witch that he was. And we will visit the Great Archives tomorrow. Not tomorrow. I don't know why I said tomorrow. We will visit the Great Archives on Thursday with Lost by Q, who has been hanging out in chat a little bit. Things are gonna get rough. Literally, and not just rough the dog. But we shall see. So thank you so much for watching. I'm gonna change the music now that we're not in final battle mode. Heck yeah, we're getting lost in a library. Yeah, so thank you so much for watching, going on this journey with this good dog, and I really love this game. I was a little bit like, oh my, because I've been playing so many games with very few stats, when I first looked at this game, I was like, there are so many numbers and dice and rules and how do I resolve tasks, but it's actually extremely elegant, really nice. I think it really kind of captures that bond between people, handler and companion really well. I like that you can kind of play around with it, so if you want to roll, you can do oh god, this is super long and forever, or you can kind of decide what you want as far as how you want this quest to go. I really like it. If you like it, you should check out the bundle that you can buy it. The link is in chat. And if you're watching on YouTube, I'll put the link in the description below. Yeah, 7 great solo games for $15. And so far, I think we're on game 4 now. Yeah, this was the 4th game. And 4 out of 7 have been knockout of the park. Obviously my game is great. Spoken Magic, we played on the channel before, we know that's great. Q makes amazing things, so that at this point Lost is the only one I haven't played yet. But I know it'll be amazing, so definitely pick up this bundle. These games are so good. They've been working really well to tell this story. Yeah. Oh gosh. So I will see you on Thursday for Lost, and then I will be back on Saturday with more Nancy Drew. And then Monday with Spoken Magic. And then next Thursday we will end the thing with or end this kind of story with the page I didn't write. So yeah, definitely come check that out. Thank you so much for watching, And I will see you guys very, very soon.